Hello guys, Nika here with your daily neuro nugget. So, before I get started, yes, these are my speculations. These are for entertainment purposes only. If you're a sensitive person, go away and don't harass or go talk to people that we talk about here. This is for us to talk about only. Remember, when I created this YouTube channel, my goal was to talk about things we see that seem off or patterns. And I know I have mentioned before, my ADD brains are sometimes wired a little bit differently or a lot differently. And we tend to spot patterns everywhere. And while I was doing some more of my research on this case, I saw another pattern and I wanted to run it by you guys because I need your input. I love getting your input because, again, we're all just regular people with regular jobs, regular lives, but you guys keep me grounded when I talk about this case because, of course, I'm not a detective, and just because I have multiple degrees, in science and psychology doesn't mean I know anything about anything, not about this stuff. So thank you guys for keeping me grounded and for all your comments. So Eric, the private driver whom I've talked about several times, his father lives in Indiana, per my research, Knox, Indiana. And I'm like, that's interesting. I lived in Indiana also. I know exactly where Knox is. And then I remembered Indiana. Didn't Kohberger get pulled over there? I believe Kohberger got pulled over in Hancock County, which is far away from Stark County or Knox, Indiana. But then I remembered something else. And if you've been keeping track of the news, you know that there was a horrible unaliving case that took place in Delphi, Indiana. So Delphi, Indiana is exactly an hour south of Knox. And I thought, that's pretty weird. Again, just patterns I'm noticing. And then, of course, that gets my brain spinning. And it gets me thinking, is it possible that Bryan was maybe tracking somebody that he saw, maybe a vehicle that he saw leave the area? Is he the informant? Did he maybe see Eric's vehicle leaving and he decided to follow? I don't know. Or did he just happen to get pulled over there? And from Eric's mother, she has posted on her Facebook that he used to go to see his father in Indiana to surprise him for the holidays. So I'm going to assume that that is still what takes place. Eric, if he still maintains a relationship with his father, he's likely the one to drive to Indiana, Knox, Indiana, to visit his father. So again, brain spinning, thinking, is it possible that Eric took that week off after the crimes took place and maybe went to Knox, Indiana to visit his father? Is it possible that maybe Eric was visiting his father in Knox, Indiana when the crimes took place in Delphi? I don't know. But it did give me chills, not that that means anything, when I saw how close Delphi was to Knox. So, could Eric be our guy? It just makes me wonder. I wish I had insight into where Eric was at when the unalivings in Delphi took place, because it could be a massive coincidence that he happens to have a father who lives in Knox, only an hour away from where the crimes took place. Just like it could be a massive coincidence that he happened to be the last one to see 2 out of the 4 victims alive. So let me know down in the comments, what do you think of that connection? I think it's very odd. It's very, very odd. So again, if you want to watch my videos and my thoughts on Eric and potential motives, I've talked about that before, so go and watch those. This is a short video for the day because I do have to get back to my regular work life now that I'm all healed. You guys take care, and I'm going to be looking forward to the comment section. I understand a lot of people are very upset when I talk about Eric, but from what little I know about criminal psychology, a lot of the times stressful events, such as the birth of a child, can trigger people to lose their stuff and maybe do something they would not normally do. And from my little understanding of criminal psychology, a lot of the times these criminals are not, they're not incels, they're not weirdos lurking in the dark. There are people who tend to have a lot of backing by sometimes powerful people, sometimes police departments, sometimes they are heavily involved in their communities,